Yeah, very good morning to all. My voice is audible and I already shared my screen to all. So my screen is also visible with everyone. Just give me a little bit confirmations so that I can proceed it.
Yes, I can see.
Okay. Thank you, Ramesh, for your confirmation. So start session shortly when the other coin candidates will join. Actually, there will be a 2022 candidates are going to connect. So we'll wait 1 or 2 minutes more and then we can proceed with our sessions. Until that time, we can go ahead with the introductions with the candidates or the audience. If you want to elaborate, like there are few candidates who join this sessions with the newspaper ad by the IDMI. Uh, what are their expectations and what are their the actually currently the domain where they are working? So if you go ahead and elaborate a little bit about yourself and introduce about yourself, that would be a better for the interacting with each others. Secondly, this workshop which we are going to understand and I'm going to deliver, it's purely based on the Google and the Google Gemini API, or sorry, AI models. With the help of that particular models, we can develop some applications as well at our end and try to and expect that you all people will try to perform that experiments at your end as well. It's not about like you have to just see the people presentations and try to understand, not at all. If you people have that capability, and I'm sure that you people can easily go ahead and perform that kind of a practical implementations at your end as well. So expecting the same, like whatever I'm going to perform the same things, I'm expecting like all the candidates should perform at their end as well. Because this practical is not a theoretical practical or the workshops. IDMI is organize this workshop for the, I can elaborate in a way like the hands-on way or hands-on way we should understand it. Like today we are going to see some practical implementations, model deployments, and all the things or the LLM models, how you can use with your own organizations or those who are already started their startup. Can these models you can utilize for their own data sets or for own database? Because I can give one simple example of uh, why LLM models are rising nowadays. For example, there are 15 candidates in a group or in this particular meeting or in this particular workshop are present. I'm just giving one simple example. Considering I myself as the startup company and the 15 are my employee. For example, anyone's report or anyone's work performance or anyone's project performance, I want to just understand what exactly he did for the project, how many days he was present or the absent, or anything related to my employee. I want to know it. Obviously, when the employees joins, by default, we have to import the data from the employee and store in our database or the company's database. Maintaining the Excel sheet, obviously, useful things. But if organizations having a very large employee, or you can say that products or the sales company or the sales organizations, there might be a multiple products they are selling. How LLM can minimize the task? That is main. I'm just going to explain how LLM is going to minimize the task. For example, the X is one of the product of the organization who is going to selling to the customers. I want to just know about the X. So I have to just write the prompt to my LLM applications, or my consider the chat GPT or consider the Google Gemini or anything, I will just ask what is the scenario of the my X product, or tell me about the update about, or how much uh, X product is sold, or can it is in demand. So LLM will provide me the summarizations according to the database or according to the report of the database. Obviously, we have to maintain the database, but when we are going and seeing about going and seeing about multiple things. So in Excel sheets, we have to find out lot of columns, checking all the aspects. So for that particular reasons, LLM is something like we can do very easy task and perform very easily. Just like you can ask the chat GPT or any LLM models, like what are this particular or this particular scenario, or if I will ask one questions to, hope my screen is visible with everyone. You can easily access see my screen here. This is OpenAI Llama 3.1. This all are the models and LLM models. This is the group. I can see to it that the group model is there. If I will ask about iPhone 13 selling, obviously it will ask about to log in with the Googles or something. So obviously we have to give the login and all the things. Just see to it that. Just click here about this particular things. Hopefully it will go ahead about this particular part. So you can see that iPhone 13 around 90 to 10, 100 million units sold as quarter 2021. Similarly, if I have organizations and I want to create or build LLM models, no need to understand and all the things. Very easily, I can go ahead and I can perform the task. I can perform the task, and very easily I can get the output, and very easily it can summarize it. And believe me, these LLM models are very helpful and easily customizable for the customer's point of view, for the employment point of view, or the employee point of view, or the organization's point of view. And LLM models are very helpful. That's why you might seen about there is a plenty of the competitions in between the LLM models. Very soon in the upcoming 1 or 2 weeks later, the chat GPT's strawberry will come in a pictures. That's one of the fresh models, better than the 4.0. Currently, we are seeing about the OpenAI uh, is leading in this particular. So 4.0 is currently we are using with 10 free. I can say that 10 free chances we are getting, and 3.5 is available free of cost. But 4.0 is one of the, I can say that, good models from the Chat GPT or the OpenAI. The new models will come in a pictures very soon about that is called as a strawberry. So this is something I want to elaborate before starting of the sessions, so that till the all the people can join. So the 19 people are still all join here. So we can move ahead and elaborate about this. Whatever the pages I open here, you can see that whether I'm talking about the Cloudy from the Anthropic, it's again the LLM model. Grok is also the LLM models. Llama 3.1, that's from the Meta, is also the LLM models. You might seen in the WhatsApp, you might seen in the Facebook, you might seen in the Instagram. This LLM models or Llama 3.5 is there. OpenAI, no one is, I think, not aware about like what is Chat GPT. Obviously, the first we'll always remember it from the Sam Altman. The Langchain is also I open it's this is not about any LLM models or this like the Chat GPT. This is a platforms. Those who are looking to transit or develop some LLM models, you have to just invest in API keys, and the rest of the platforms are always free of cost. Or this is the open or the free platforms. I can say that Langchain. So that can reasons powered by the Langchain. It's a free platforms. Obviously, the pricing is also there. If you use about or if you use more things or more advancement, obviously you need to pay. But for the basic things, it's a very free of cost, and you can go ahead and perform that lot of uh, applications. So the Langchain, Langsmith, Langgraph is there. Obviously, this is not part of our curriculum, but I'm just going to explain this particular thing because those who are looking for to upgrade themselves in the study of this generative AI, obviously this LangChain is very, very important. Now coming to our main workshop that is called as the Google Gemini, because this workshop is not about, it's about the generative AI, but specially designed for the Google Gemini. Google Gemini, when the Google Gemini Pro was launched, I don't know how many of you might seen about the demo of the Google Gemini Pro demo. Whatever they shown about in the demo, obviously they always ask about to pay about that much amount to utilize it. But with the free of API keys and with the free versions of that particular part, definitely we can move ahead and that particular part in a free of cost. So before I can proceed with the sessions, I want to introduce myself first of all. That's myself, Dr. Masuddin Khan. From last 11 years, I'm in the training and development, currently working with the organization's name as the Cloud Stats, where I'm handling the head of trainings as well as the in the operations of this data science and the GenAI domain. Secondly, I completed my doctorate from the IIT Bombay in the field of the statistics, uh, where my main core project was in the domain of the data science. But the thing is obviously about the statisticals, modeling, and all this part. So from last 10 years, I'm into this domain. So where I deal with a lot of projects in the Gen AI field, in the machine learning, artificial intelligence as well. So this is all about myself. Now I want like my audience should come ahead and speak a little bit about yourself, because I know that all are the working professionals who joined for the IDMI platforms. Few of them I aware it, they are already my students in the training field. Obviously, they are the seniors in the in uh, working scenario point of view, but they are taking training under my guidance. But corporate or in field of working scenario point of view, they are quite seniors like Dr. Javed, Ramnesh is there. So they are quite seniors as compared to me, but they are taking the training, and I am providing the trainings under the banner of the e-Shiksha and the cloud stacks. So if possible, can go ahead and try to elaborate. Those who are not able to speak on a mic, no problems. They can just try to write in a chat. The chat service is available. During the sessions, whenever you feel any doubts or any queries, please speak, ask the questions between the sessions. Otherwise, I will go ahead and you might miss some part and if you forget to ask about the problems or the queries. So my humble request to all the participants during the whole 2 day sessions or the upcoming 3 day 6 hour sessions, you should active, you should passionate about learning about this generative AI. Yeah, so I got the one things Ravikant will get the recorded links and PPTs after the session. Yes, 100%. You will get all the recorded sessions. There will be no PPT. So obviously you have to perform the hands-on things along with me so that you will get all the files together. But obviously if you miss something, definitely I will share my GitHub link so that you can utilize that link to perform the practical implementation because I don't believe in the presentations or the PPT. I always believe in the implementations and the hands-on things because I will present the PPT and at the end of the PPT, yeah, if you need some content to learn about the Gen AI, definitely I can share in a group about like the Gen AI content and all the things. But for the Gemini and all the things, obviously you have to perform the practical implementations along with me. So we can proceed with this particular part so that we can move ahead and perform the practical implementation as well. So anyone want to speak a little bit about yourself?
Good morning, sir. Am I audible? I am Babu here.
Yeah, 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 Babu.
Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are totally audible.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Babu and I live in Bangalore. I currently am not working. I have taken a break. Why I have joined this course is out of my curiosity, just to keep relevant, keep myself relevant with the trending technology. That's it, sir. I'm very happy to meet you, and I'm very glad to hear about your extraordinary expertise and experience.
Yeah, thank you, Babu, for your valuable words. Now, anyone more about to elaborate little bit about yourself? Yeah,
Yeah,
Nikhil,
sure.
Nikila.
Yeah, hi everyone. This is Nikila. I have a total of 8 years experience. So I am working as a data engineer with some knowledge on machine learning. I have been reading about AI and also did some learning on LinkedIn. But I was actually looking for something where I can do a hands-on, and I felt this was the right platform. My spouse actually saw this in newspaper and encouraged me to join. So looking
Yeah,
forward to do something hands-on.
yeah, it's very nice, very nice. Definitely, you will see the hands-on things. Yeah, Banwar Singh, you want to say something?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I am Dr. B.S. Chauhan. I started my career in 1972 as an assistant professor at SRCC Delhi University, where I taught economics for 5 years.
Wow.
Then, through 76 examination of the UPSC, I got selected for the Indian Police Service and was allotted to Rajasthan. I served for 34 years in Rajasthan and superannuated as Director General of Police in 2011.
Great.
My basic disciplines MA Economics, MBA, and Doctorate in Management. In
Okay.
fact, I am highly obliged to Almighty God, to my parents, all my teachers, my colleagues, that I want to repay my debt to all of them. So I have been running a center, Civil Services Study Center, from my home as a philanthropy.
Okay.
And I am also working at MNIT, Malviya National Institute of Technology, as an adjunct faculty in humanities.
Mhm.
I'm an AI enthusiast. So I was just trying to learn basically in the generative AI field. I'm looking forward to get benefited from your wisdom and experience. Thank you, sir. Good morning
Yeah.
to all other participants.
Hello.
Yeah. Thank you,
Hello.
Banwar Singh, for your valuable words. Yeah.
Hello.
Was asking. Yeah.
I'm Vikraman here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. You are totally
Yeah,
audible.
I am Vikraman here. I was in IT field right from the start of the IT, but mostly on the functional side. Like I was a banker earlier, then I was implementing Finacle and all in Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, United Bank of India, many banks plus RRBs and all. and I was working with HP. I was the project director from HP for implementing these, and I am interested in AI, though I like to keep myself updated with the knowledge, Though I have got more than 40 plus years of IT experience, I just like to keep myself updated. And all my learning is not through what you call theory. I'm all learning through by hand, At hand, I
Yeah,
have learned everything. So I'm familiar with ChatGPT because I was using it extensively for writing and all, And I have given some talk on. Means actually, I have read an article, to a audience about using ChatGPT for literature, like writing poem, writing travelogues, and all those things. So I was interested in learning more about Gemini also, and ChatGPT also, and LLM particularly. So I just joined this course. It's for my personal this thing, not for using anything for professional this thing.
true,
Thank
true.
you.
Yeah, thank you, Vikram. Yeah, Ozasvi, you want to say something?
Yes, good morning, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, totally audible.
Yes, so hello everyone. Myself is Asri Morkel. I am currently pursuing BCA and I am from Ludhiana. So basically, my father saw the advertisement in the newspaper and I was very curious to learn. So I'm basically here to learn new things. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Anyone more want to elaborate a little bit about yourself, or we should go ahead? Ramnish, you want to say something, so please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. So yeah, my name is Ramnesh. I have been working in the banking domain from last 12 years, and now I'm working as a data analyst. Now I want to upgrade my skill on this AI side, because my, my my bank is going to be use AI extensively in coming days. So just wanted to learn so that I can be I mean have desired skill set that my company needs.
Okay, thank you, Ramnish. Anyone more? Sharma, Sai Kiran, Sanjay. Okay, fine. So, yeah, Sanjay,
Yeah,
want to say something?
yeah, yeah. Good morning. My
Good
name is
morning.
Sanjay Barodi, and I am working with Hero Motocorp Limited. I have an experience of 28 years in operations and procurement. Uh, I am working with procurement from last 20 years, and nowadays we are implementing lot of AI-based software for efficiency improvement and for better governance in the organization. And I am heading the transformation uh, uh, activities in the organization. Uh, I am I am implementer as well as the consumer also. So right now we are implementing AI based contract management, and after that we will be implementing AI based procurement solutions. So lot of talks about these things, but before starting anything, I want to update myself and can speak up because a procurement guy is always on the front side to discuss outside world for the organization. So I thought it is better to learn from uh, people like you to start
Thank you.
implementing the things. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for your valuable words. So I welcome all the participants on behalf of the eShiksha uh, IDMI. So we can move ahead for the 2 days workshop. So I just open the lot of uh, models here like Grow, Cloudy. Cloudy is from the Anthropic. It's Anthropic is also very nice. OpenAI. Llama 3.1. So I'm going to close this all the things, and I'm coming to hear about uh, the Google Gemini. So obviously there is a Google Gemini. If you search on a Google, just go ahead and search about like this Google Gemini. Obviously this might seen about this particular things as the Google Gemini or this particular model. So obviously this some problematic it be there, I think. So I can show you about some other browser as well. I can take it Google Gemini is there. So if you go ahead and check it about this Google Gemini, you might seen an idea about like this kind of a things. So obviously I use multiple times, so you can see to it that this is a model. Obviously we'll have to see about that model as well. So but this is actually we are giving the prompt and we are getting the output as well. Similarly kind of a things we will use this model, and we'll have to see some practical implementation at our own end as well. So we can move ahead. I can just control C and control V in a thing. So we can go ahead. See, building a Gemini or any LLM models does not require the hard coders, or you need to do a very good in codings, because all the things are available in the documentations. Only things you need to and you should aware about the basic understanding of that particular part of the coding. Just like if you look at this in this coding part, the Python is there. So just allow me 1 minute. Yeah, so these are the some I just pasted about one link in a chat, so hopefully you can see that chat. If you can turn on that chat. So basically, we are talking about like whether we should be a good hard coder in this particular developing the LLM model. So I can say that no, because you just need the basic understanding of the coding, and obviously at least one programming language is very very important. And I can say that Python is a must, because if your Python is strong, why I'm saying that Python, because Python having that kind of an open sources, that kind of the built-in functions, or that kind of importing libraries of the different machine learning, deep learnings, or the artificial intelligence libraries. So that's why I always prefer the Python at the top of the table in terms of the programming language. So that's why I always told that you should go ahead and learn and understand of the basic fundamentals of the Python towards the machine learning, deep learning, because Python is not a very one way, like only in the domain of the machine learnings or in the domain of the deep learning. Python is always there. Those who are looking their career in the framework or the web developer, obviously Python is always there. So Python is a very vast, but you should focus towards the machine learning, deep learning, or the data science perspective. So definitely you will get the idea about what kind of a libraries you should aware it, or you should have that kind of a knowledge as well. So I just already share about one uh, link to all of you. So Gemini, hope everyone aware it, or anyone not aware. So you can come to me and talk about like the Gemini, because earlier it was the Bard is there, Google Bard was there. Then it's the new model is launched and coming as the Gemini, and then again it's coming to launch as the Gemini uh, Pro. Because you can see to it that there are different models like 1.5 Flash, 1.5 Pro, Gemini 1. Pro. Now this is the latest one, Gemini 1.5 Flash, our fastest multi-model with great performance for the diverse repetitive task and a 1 million context window. Uh, so obviously this is one of the new models, but we are going to talk about the Gemini 1.0, and that is also Pro, and this is a Gemini 1. Pro. 1.5 Pro, this is also one of the model. You can see that these are the limitations is giving about this particular things, rate limits, 2 RPM request, like whatever the prompt you are giving to the particular platforms, just like we created about this Gemini. Like I will ask something about any questions to this model. So this means I'm asking about the response to my model. So this is 2 RPMs and this is a 32,000 TPM tokens per minute. Obviously, when you talk about the text or the LLM models, large language models, the tokens is always there because see, when you do one things about, I can just try to explain this theoretical concepts. Like there is a one statement like India is my country. If I'm saying there is a this is one statement, India is my country. So for that statement, how the model is going to understand that statement? So model is always understand that statements based on the tokens, or they are going to convert that statements into the tokens. Like India is my country, this is the whole one statement is going to divide it into the tokens. Like India is one token, is one another token, my, that is my, is going for the third token, India is my country, and country will go for the next one token. So whatever the statement was there, India is my country, is going to convert it in terms of the token. So if you look at these tokens, so 32,000 token per minutes and 50 RPD. So how many requests you can give to this model? So this is a rate limit is given. This is RPD. How many requests you can give to the Google Gemini? That is 50 requests you can give to it. Input pricing is free of charge. Output pricing is free of charge. Context catching not applicable. Tuning price not available. So used to improve our products. Yes. So obviously we are going to see about this particular, but if you are going to pay this model, or uh, you have to pay something, so you can see that how RPM is increases, how many million of tokens you can increase it. So for that, input pricing is what, output pricing is what, context catching is what. So obviously this, if you look at this particular part, the free part and this particular part, so you will get the idea about this particular. So this is a pricing we are talking about, Gemini 1.5 Pro or Gemini 1 Pro. This all are these things you can see to it, that about the free of charge and this particular uh, charge, both the things you can see to it, that Gemini 1.5 Pro, this is about this particular things. If you look, text embedding is there, free of charge is there. So 1.0 Pro, 1.5. So this all are the models are there. Definitely we are going to use some of the models which are going to be utilized here, like 15 RPM. This is a basic model of the Google Gemini. Earlier it was named as the BART. The BERT is also the model of the Google. So obviously we'll have to see some practical implementations. So different plans are there. The free of charge plans, we are going to take it. I will show you like how we can create the API key. So all the things you will get the idea. So you can see that there is a docs is there. You can see that docs is there. If you look at this particular things I just created, uh, so the docs is there, pricing is there, prompt gallery, Google AI Studio. If I look at this, if I will click on the Google AI Studio, so this is something about API key and all the things is going to be available. So you can use it according to this particular part. This all the things are given. Just check it about this. You can see that. Continue. I just click on something about nothing. I did any of practical implementation till now. I started. I just showing about this is a prompt and all the things. So the Google AI Studio Gamma is also one of the models we can talk about this particular parts. So the open models are available. So the tools are there. If you look at the tools, the collab is there, Google Colab. I will come to that particular part so that you will get about the understanding as well. So this is the documentations of this particular things. So this is the Gemini API. You can see to it that and try to understand about this particular part so that you will get it the idea as well. So the Flash Gemini is having the Flash Pro. Ultra, and Nano. These all are the models are there. So you can just see to it that this particular part. So docs is there. If I will click on the docs, so just see to it that, so in the documentations, you can see to it that about this particular part. So if I will look here about this particular things, you can see to it that this all the things are given in the left hand side of this. Hope everyone can open this particular part so that we can perform some practical implementation. API keys is there. You can see to it that how to get a create an API key. Gemini is there. You can see to it that Gemini 1.5 Pro and all the things is available. See available here. You can see that now model variant. This is a Gemini 1.5 Flash. Input audio, images, video, and text. Output you will get only text. It's fast and very versatile performance across a diverse variety of tasks. If I will go ahead here and I will check it about this particular thing, so you can see to it that this is a Gemini. This is a Gemini models I'm using here. Then Gemini 1.5 Pro. This is the latest model we are talking about. This is audio, images, video, and text. A complex reasoning tasks such as a code and text generations. This is 1.0 Pro natural languages task, that is text to text. Text embedding is also there. These all are the models. Please take a models variant is there. Aka is also the model that's text to text. That means when you pass the inputs as the text, you will get the output as well as the text as it is. So just see to it that how we can go ahead and perform it. So I expect like till this part, all people can open this particular part or this particular site. Still anyone facing difficulties, so just let me know so that I can go ahead and perform some help to your end so that all can reach till this stage. Anyone is there who's facing doubt, difficulties to reach this particular page or this particular website? Because I expect that all the candidates should go ahead with the end-to-end hands-on practical implementations. So, so you can see to it that I reach here. So go to the Python section here. Yes,
Excuse
yes.
me, Professor. Yeah. So I prompt for gemini.google.com, right?
It's better I can share about the link directly, so you can reach it there directly. Let's go ahead and check it. I just shared about one link in a chats. If you look at the team chats, definitely the thing is
Yes.
available.
Yes. Yeah.
So just click it.
Yeah.
So you can say explore document processing capabilities with Gemini API. That's Python, Node.js, Go is also there. So there is a lot of things is available. So obviously, as I told about, I will click on the Python. So all please follow this step and reach it. So I click on the Python. So just see to it that while clicking in the Python, why it's not going to be click here. So obviously it's available using API. So pip on Gemini 1.5, you can see that. So Python is my main things. I will go ahead about this particular things. So while clicking on the Pythons, so just a second, or better, I can give one simple way. So Google AI for developers. If I will look at this particular things, I will get it to Google.api. That's particular part you might see is AI for every day. This kind of a things is already we need it. Python is there. So similarly, you can go ahead with the Gemini API or this particular thing, Gemini API. When I will go ahead, you can go ahead with this particular docs is there. So similarly, you can come to that step as it is Gemini. I'm going here to this particular things. So I'm looking for the pro. So I'm not looking for the flash and all the things. So please take a note of that particular part. So Gemini 1.5 Pro or Gemini 1.0 Pro also you can go ahead and take it that particular model as well. So anyway, you should try it at your end so that document processing, I'm just going to this particular thing as the Python. If I click on the node.js, you can see that it will come at the node.js or that particular parts, but I'm looking at the Python about this particular part. So the Python will be play a very important role here to move ahead and perform that per experimentations. I can say that. Or also you can go ahead and search about this particular things in the Google. I can show you Colab. Colab. So this is something you will get about from the Google Colab as it is. For the AI developers, you will get about this particular things, or you can write about this as it is, or the Gemini or this particular collab about this, because whatever the practical implementation is done it here in this particular collab is the platforms where we are going to use about. So I will, if you look at this introductions to this Python Gemini, you can see to that I just opened this particular practical implementation. So you can see that this is a Google Colab. It's a platforms where we can write the Python script, and it's I can say that open source platforms. And this platform is a cloud based platform, so no need to install in your local system. So this is something I also open it about this particular thing. So go copyright 2024 Google LLC license under the Apache license, and all the things is available here. So this all the things is available here. So you can see to it that this particular practical implementations we can go ahead. Okay. So just see to it that how I opened this particular things. Even Gemini I.ipynb is there. So there are multiple things is already available. So you can see that the API keys we have to insert in the API key as well, and we can perform that particular implementation. So obviously we'll have to see quick start. I can take it. Gemini started with the Gemini about this particular. If I will look at this particular in the documentations, write a code in the Google Colab Enterprise with the Gemini assistant as well. So there's all the things is available here. So, but which one we have to take it? I will come and explain this particular part. So just allow me 1 minute so that I can guide you all, like which particular collab we can go ahead and perform the practical implementations. Yeah, sorry for inconvenience. Actually, some interference in the voice, so that's why I just taken the off. Yeah. So we can move ahead and perform some practical implementation here. So first of all, that we are coming in the model sections, whatever the models are there available. So these are the models we seen about this particular in this docs. Whatever I shared about, you can come to this particular part and just build apps with the Gemini API. And you can see that this is a Gemini is there. So definitely I cannot go with this 1.5 flash. So I'm moving towards this particular part. So there is models. You can see that 1.5. So if I will click on this plus or this particular things, so 1.5 Pro will come in this particular part, and all the things you will get it. But go to this particular document processing and come to the document processing. When you come in the document processing, you will see that Python is there. Don't click on the other one like node.js and the Go. So the Gemini API can process and run interface on PDF document passed to it. When PDF is uploaded, the Gemini API can describe or answer questions about the content, summarize the content, extrapolate from the content. This tutorial demonstrates some possible ways to prompt the Gemini API with provided PDF documents. So the step by step, we can go ahead and perform this practical implementations. Uh, you can see that start by downloading this paper on Gemini 1.5. This is a model. So if you can go ahead and perform this practical implementations in the collabs, definitely you can go ahead and get the output as well. So delete the file is as well as it is there. So you can go ahead and perform the practical implementations, but the PDF applications is we can move ahead later on. First, I can go ahead with the 1.5 Pro or this model document pre-processing. Okay, I can go ahead uh, in this particular part. So welcome to Colab, intro to Gemini Python. I'm looking here to Gemini Python, as well as I can share this particular open link. So let's coming with this particular part. I'm sharing with this link to all of you. So please go ahead and follow the link similar way so that all can go ahead and perform simultaneously. So I just shared one Google Colab link here in the chat. So please refer that chats and open this particular parts like this uh, Gemini.ipynb on, and this other part we just open it about this particular parts, and I'm take you can see that Gemini API Python quick start, you will get it about this particular collab. So you can see that pre-request, you can run this tutorial in Google Colab, which does not require additional environment configurations. So install SDK. So please take a note and try to understand about this particular things. I will try to explain all the steps so that you will get the ideas and all this particular part. So I'm just running this line of a code. So this is the model name. So the model I'm going to load it. So it's depend on the speed of your internet. So it will take a little bit time. You can see that it's
Sorry,
connecting with.
excuse me, sir. Sorry. So which link did you open? Is the intro underscore Gemini underscore Python one, or is the Gemini dot ipynb? Which link? Which,
This Python quick start. Gemini API Python quick start.
okay.
Can you see my screen?
Just give me 1 second. Yes, I can see. Yeah, now I got it.
This one. My cursor is there.
Okay. Yep, got it.
So you can see that my model is loaded fully like 725.4 to 7425, and this is done it. This now there is option is given like you have to set up your API key. Obviously, in a free, that's the 60 request is free. Uh, that API key we can create it. Otherwise, if you want to paid API keys, you have to pay something about like the $5 or $10 to set up about the API keys for the paid versions. So if I will click on this like the get an API key, so you can see to it that this particular thing get API key, you can create API key. I taken one new email ID, so that's why here my API key is not created. But for if I will go ahead with this particular parts, this email ID, definitely my API key is created there. Now, when you click on this get an API key, you will automatically come to this particular, there is options you have to create an API key. So create API key in new projects. So you have to click at this generating API key is going to be done it here. Don't copy my API key because it will not work. So you have to create your own API key. So 60 request API key, you will get it. So free you use API keys securely. Do not share them, embed them in a code because this is very, very important. I will go ahead and I can, you can see to it that run this particular file here. Like, so, so all the line I will explain it. So don't worry about this particular things. I imported, this is a Python SDK import Google Generative AI. This is the model we imported used to secure store your API key. So from Google.Colab import user data. So obviously you created the API key. So Google API key user data, GenAI config API Google API key. So obviously you have to go ahead and run this line of a code as well. So hopefully it will run it. It will take a little bit time, or if we will get an error. So you can see to it that I'm getting error. Secret API key does not exist because I had not defined my API key here. So just see to it that this particular part. So API key you should create it. So I hope like all the people might create it about the API keys.
So I have got
Or
errors. I've
okay.
been asked to select a project from your existing right access
No,
Google
you have to
Project.
create with them for the new project.
Uh,
See, when you go ahead here while creating with this particular part, API key is created. When you create a API key, it will ask about existing project. So already this is something I created about, this is a project named generative language clients. So already I created here. So I can take it. But for the first time when you are creating, you can go ahead and select about this particular part. So it's a free of charge. You can go ahead and perform that particular task.
Sir, can you please summarize once of what we will first click on the SDK arrow mark which you said, and then
Yeah.
what would be the next
You
step,
have to
sir?
run it and then go and select the API key or set the API key. Set this API key. Click on get an API key. When you click on the API key, you will come to get API key and there is a create API key option is available. So already this is something is already given. The project name is there, so I can select it. But if there is no project name is available, you can create with the new project name or that particular things and create the API key in the existing project. Or if it is no project is available, so you can create with the new API key with the new project as well. So all the candidates are able to create or still facing difficulties to create a API key. So I already copied this my API key here. You can see to it that is
I got a message, sir. I don't know whether it has created correctly or not. I pasted the message.
able to create. Okay. Yeah, so you can copy that your API key. API key you should copy it. That's done. It's created.
So
Where
how
where
many APIs?
where we have to paste this?
What?
where we have to paste this API key?
I will come to that particular part where we have to paste it. So don't worry about it. I will come to that particular part. So where we have to paste it. The important is like first, let's all the candidates should go ahead and create the API keys. Only 3 to 4 people are just commented they are able to create the API keys.
So meanwhile, can you please give a brief overview on what is API, sir? I'm a functional consultant. So from
Okay,
technically, yeah.
just coming to that part. I will come to explanations of that API key as well. So don't worry about that.
Thank you.
Explain each line of the code. So so this is something we are getting about. I will explain about the API key. So check it how many people are created the API created. So almost I think all the people are able to create the API key. So we can go ahead and so let's I can okay, let's first of all I can explain about this what is API key. Those who are not aware about like what do you mean by the API key? So API key is generally I can say that a unique identifier, like it's used to authenticate requests to an application programming interface. That's the full form of that API. When you use an API provided by a service like any Google or any particular respective Azure or anywhere, the API key tells the service who are and whether you have the necessary permission to access it or not. It's like a key or something like when I'm taking the API key. So API keys function is they have to take and understand about the authentications. When you interact with an API, the API key tells the system who is making the request. It's like a username that identifies the application or users making the API call. Then there is a authorization is also there. The functions of API I'm talking. The API key may also specify that what actions that user or app is allowed to perform depending on your permissions about this particular parts. The service provider can track how often you are using their API and Apple rate limits or billing accordingly. So API key is something I can say about like the security point of view. Like API key helps secure access to an API by restricting access to authorized users or apps. It should be kept private and not shared openly. So for that particular reasons, we I can say that API key is one of the important things. So this is I just project number. This is something. So this is my API key is there. So just see to it that I already created. So just see to it that hope everyone created. Let's we have to move ahead and paste it in this particular things. Already, if you look at this particular part, so GenAI dot configure. So I'm just going to paste my API key here in the Colab. Now user data. You can see to it that the user data, or I can copy this two things first of all. Let's two more things I can take it from here. Control X. I copy this particular things and I run this particular thing. So hopefully it will work properly. You can see to it that it will run properly. Now I'm taking as the import OS, import OS dot environment, you can write along with me. Environment, that's I can take as the Google API key is equal to, you can copy again, go ahead and copy my API key here. This is my API key and paste it here. You can see to it. And try to run this particular part as well. So just see to it that what I did here and try to perform this practical implementations as well at your end. Now this is Gen AI, sorry, Gen AI. Hope my screen is visible with everyone, or still anyone facing difficulties to see. I just deleted the last two things here, and I just write import os.environment Google API key is equal to whatever my API key is there. I just import it. Now here I'm writing Gen AI dot configure whatever it's written API key is equal to, I can already API key I created here, or should I take it or not? So let it be. So just till this step, all the people are reached. So till this step, hope every people will reach import os.j environment Google API key and paste your API keys. So Gen AI dot configure take as the API key is equal to os dot environment or environment. You are taking about this particular part, and this is Google API, sorry, Google API key. So whatever the things is written, I just distributed into two parts. I fixed in this particular part as os.environment, and I pasted my API key. These are some libraries we are using to initialize, to activate my API keys. So that's why I used about this particular part. And Gen AI is obviously you taken about that model, the Google generative AI. That's model is represented or alias. That model we cannot write again and again Google generative AI. So we have to go ahead and write here only the Gen AI. So Gen AI is going to take your API key here. So just see to it that and try to understand it and try to write. So I'm using the environment variable here about this particular thing. So API key. So API key is this. So once done it, so why I'm returning this particular parts, I can write to understand you people. So that's a or use os dot get environment. This is also way we can take it about Google API key. This is also to fetch an environment variable. Variables. So this is also way you can utilize it. Google, the hash we are using for the comment API key is equal to user data dot get Google API. So this is done it. Now I'm going to run this particular things. So it's run working. This is just comment, no need to write it at your end. So you can perform your own way as well. So Just make an idea.
Can you copy paste this
Yeah,
comments in the chat?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can copy paste all the things. No worries. I can copy and paste it.
It will be easier for us.
Yeah, can
So
you
I
just,
just
what two lines we have to delete, sir? Which two lines we have to delete? Then we have to copy paste this one and with our
yeah,
API
yeah.
key, right?
After this from Google.Colab import user data, please delete all
Correct.
the whatever the things is available, and then you have to import OS
Yeah.
and os.environ Google API is equal to, you have to paste your API keys, and
Okay.
then you can write about these two things to fetching the environment variables. So gnai.configure API keys os.environment and run all this particular line.
I think from import you have not copied. I think we have to provide the import.os, right? From there we have to give.
Yes, if you want, I can copy and paste it here. So you can just copy and paste at your end as well.
Yeah, if you can give, it will be helpful,
Change
please.
change the API keys.
Sure,
Otherwise,
I got it. Got it. It will be
yeah,
unique API.
my API key will not work there.
I
So
know, I
that's
know.
why.
Excuse me, sir. How to insert a new cell?
Yes.
How can we insert a new cell?
When you click, see, there is a plus code is written. Just click here. Automatically, the plus code will comes. If not comes, you have to click the cell here, and plus code is there. So there is a plus code is there. So you can just click on the plus. So automatically, the new cell will come.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Everyone reach till here. Now you can see that initialize the generative models. So before you can make an API calls, you need to initialize the generative models. So this is your model. What model? That is a Gemini Pro model is there. So we are moving towards with the Gemini Pro models. If you want to change with the models, you have to change the model as well. So this is the model. I just run it here. So this is, so now this is something you are giving the response here. This is something we given this response here about this particular part. Just see to it this particular parts like write a story about a magic backpack, or I can write a poem on generative AI, because I've imported my model. Now my model will give me the response here. You can see to it, and I will definitely get it here. So you can see that. In realms of the code, mind text flights with the data deep from text to art, variant hue, it waves, light, and all the things. You can see that this kind of a poem. I will ask about in Hindi. Well, my model is capable because it's a LLM model. So large language model will come in the pictures. So obviously, if model is trained on that particular parameters, definitely शब्दों का एक जाल विचारों का धन जान AI नया है वरदान. So this kind of a poems is going to be created here. You can see to it that, and obviously with just few line of a codes, only few line of a codes. Obviously we taken the data sets of the Google only, not be provided. I will show you that with the help of the PDF as well. So the PDF will also come in a pictures where you can go ahead and perform about this particular implementations. So hope everyone might able to create this particular model. So you already created a model here, and that model is capable and sufficient. And which LLM models you use? You use the I can say that the Gemini Pro. Gemini Pro models you taken about here about this particular part. So there is one more things, one more model is there. You can see that if I will go ahead and take it about like vision model is also there. If I will take about the vision models, my model is vision. This is the updated models little bit. Similar kind of a things you will get the output or response here as it is. So what errors you are getting? Tornado about this particular thing. So uh, call list models to see the list of now the Google is obviously destroyed this model vision. So Gemini Pro is only there. 1.0, if I will go ahead, can it is available. So obviously let's we have to response it whether we are getting or not. So again, this is generating request model, unexpected model name format. So we have to check the model name properly. I will come to that part and we'll test with the different models as well. You cannot take the OpenAI models. Please take a note because OpenAI models require the different API keys. This Google API key will not come in a picture and utilize it. That API keys is costly and we have to pay near about $10 or $20 something to utilize that key. But Google provide you about the free API key as well. So hope this practical, this is a Gemini API Python quick start. We just taken it and hope everyone can able to perform it, this particular things and able
Yes,
to
sir.
move ahead with the next one. So
No, I got an error, sir. Can you please help me?
where you got the error?
While generating the text after providing that, it is, should I copy paste the error, please?
No, no, you can just
Or,
share your screen if possible.
okay. I'm sharing my screen. Are you able to see it, please?
Yeah, I can.
In the generate text, you can see when I gave the after giving my API key here, the import.os, I came and generated.
Model
I
you have
want
not
to,
run.
pardon me.
First run
Model
the
you
above
have
cell.
not.
Yeah, run the model cell. No, no, not this. Come down. Before the generate text, there is a one cell is there that is model is equal to.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay, okay,
So run it because your model is not activated. So
okay,
that's why you
okay.
are not getting the response.
I get a tick mark now. Now again, I
Yeah,
should rerun.
yeah. Now run it. Definitely you will get the output.
One question. We are inputting user data. What is it used for?
What?
Oh, it
In
has
the
come. I'm stopped
beginning,
sharing. I'm stopped.
we are importing from Google Colab user data. Just want to know
Okay,
what
that
this user data is used for.
from Google Colab, we written about that import user data, right?
Hmm.
Just let's I have to share my screen because I think my screen is paused.
I've stopped sharing, sir. Thank you for resolving my issue.
Yeah, yeah. So there is a written about like the from Google.colab. Hope my screen is visible. From Google.colab import user data. So what the statement means? That the statements from the Google.colab import user data is used in the Google Colab to import a module called as a user data that provides a simple and secure way to store a sensitive informations like such as the API keys during the collab sessions. So to keep the things or the API key as a secure. For that particular reasons, we imported this module to prompt for the sensitive input and prevent exposure as well. So by using this user data, I can say that to prevent accidental leakage, enhance security. Also, in the use cases, that I can say that the use cases of this particular user data is the API keys, password, sensitive tokens, and any other information you don't want to visible in the code. So for that particular things, we are using that user data. Hope I think you understand it.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
we are
Thank you,
yeah.
sir. Hmm.
So that's why we used about this. That's why I written here or the Google is already written used to securely
Hmm.
store your API key. So that's why we use about to keep the things as a private, what the privacies could be there. So hope all people receive this particular part or still anyone not able to create it because see here we not deployed. So that's why you might facing about the difficulties and all the things. So that's why. But see to it that in the year 2014, as the technology, you can see to it that, right? Story. I talking about the story. I'm not just about the history. If I will change about here his story to history, so history. So we will see the print of that response rate. See, the coding is not difficult. The only thing you should understand about the basic fundamental of the Python. So basic Python is always important. You should see that birth of the generative AI concepts. 1950, Claudia Shannon publishes a mathematical theory of communications. So all the stories you will get is OpenAI released GPT-3, a massively large LLM with over once. These are the parameters. You can see that how the parameter is 175 billion parameters. That means your GPT-3 model is trained on 175 billion parameters. Means you can see that there is a code, there is a historical thing, there is a lot of things or lot of parameters are there. That's why chat gpt or openai is uh, trained on maximum parameters, so that's why their answers and their things are more reliable and all the things. Ongoing research and application in various fields including nlp. These all are the part of NLP. Image generations, video synthesis, and music compositions. Now, OpenAI Sora. The Sora will launch very soon. Already it is there, but it's not a fully functional. OpenAI Sora is something you have to just give a text and automatically the text will create a better video generations. That models. Obviously, a lot of applications are there where you can give the import. So 5 second, 10-second video will come in that particular thing, but they have the limitation. But the OpenAI Sora will come in a way there will be a multiple things is given. So Aditya Joshi is written, this is an alternative method to using os.environment. If you in the notebook itself, if you share your notebook with others, will be out in the public. Yes. So
Sir, I'm getting one error actually. I've shared the screenshot in Teams.
yeah, please share it. What error you are getting? Share your screen.
Yes, sir, I did.
GenAI.configure. You written right?
Yes, sir.
GenAI.configure. Then you use the bracket. Have you used the bracket? Open bracket.
Yes, open bracket only, sir.
Yeah. Now run it. What error you are getting? Just show me the error in the down. A underscore API key. What you written above? Scroll up little bit. You can see that os.environment Google. See,
Google
spelling mistake
spelling
is
is wrong.
GG is two times it's written GG at the above in the
Sorry.
import OS.
Sorry, sir.
So
Sorry.
that's why you are getting an error. Now hopefully it will work.
Yes, sir. I think it is. Can you go to your screen, sir? I just move to this step now. What is the next step I have to do?
Where?
If you look at my screen, that work actually. So I'll move to the next step actually.
So just go about a little bit scroll up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the next step is you have to import your models or you have to run the model. Initialize the generative model. So run that cell. The model is equal to gen AI dot generative. No, don't hide it. Just
Yeah.
run that cell. Yeah. The next step is generate text. So run that cell as well. And no, don't hide it. Just keep that particular. Run that cell. Just little bit down. It is written response is equal to,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
You can write whatever things you need it, like write story about magic backups, or if you want ask any other uh, things to your what is giving finish message and no field. Why you are getting this error? I just told.
Attribute error.
Finish message. Print response.txt.
This one, sir.
You are getting an error. Just a little
Yes,
bit
yes.
zoom it.
I think it is working now, sir.
Yeah, it's working now.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yes.
let's have to share my screen. So this is about hope everyone get their output. Now we can move ahead and perform something more about like, so in the Google Gemini Colab, I can click on the intro Gemini python.ipynb. So just click here about this intro Gemini Pythons and opening in the new collab. So this is done it my side. I can close it or keep the thing as it is with yourself. So when I click on the Gemini intro to this, as well as I can go ahead with this Gemini.ipynb as well. I can get this particular get started. So all this particular part, I open it here. So Gemini connecting to Gemini about this particular part, configures API key, all the things is given, copyright LLC, path labs. So we are moving toward the next part here. So I'm taking python.ipynb about this part. So just see to it this particular things. When I open this Gemini.ipynb, I'm getting the similar things Gemini dot. So sorry, this is I open it. I think two times I just open it. So Gemini.python quick start is done it. So you have to open this particular get started with Gemini API. Now all of you please open this links. Get started with Gemini API. Open link in a new tab. So automatically this kind of a tab you will see to it that Google Colab is going to be open. It's automatically it's already open here. So I'm just showing about this particular part. So use this particular one. Get started with Gemini API. I just shown the basic one intro to sorry, quick start with the collabs. So hope everyone aware it how we can create the API keys and all the things. So I'm closing this. So it will ask about changes made may not be saved. So leave it. I keep the thing as the leave it because I don't need this particular file. So hope everyone can reach till this practical implementations. If you want to store it, you can download it. So now I'm getting started with the Gemini API in the Python collab here about this. Again, this is a practical implementation.
Sorry, can you please paste this link? I'm not getting this option.
It is there. Getting started with the Gemini
Yes.
API.
Yeah, but sorry, but I'm
So
not getting it.
open it. Open it. You can paste in chat as well. refer that chat. So Python is there, Python API keys is there. So if you can see to it that set up your development environment and API access, use Gemini, generate text response for from text inputs, generate text response from multi-models inputs, text and images, use Gemini for multi-turn conventional chats, use embedding for large language models. So this quick starts is very, very important so that we will get Python 3.9 plus. We are using an installation of Jupyter to run the notebook. So SDK, first of all, this is the basic things we have to run this particular part. Now, this things is given here about this particular part. You can see to it that. So I run this and try to explain it about this, why we are using. So the first one is you can see that explain import pathlib. So this is about something I imported. So let's first of all, this is not even run it. So once it is done, definitely this part will go ahead. I run both the things simultaneously. So just it will take a time. Hope all of you reach till this collab or this notebooks. We will see the practical
No, no,
implementation
sir.
for.
I think I'm lost. Can you? I have clicked on the Gemini docs that processing Python only, right?
No,
For
no,
the docs, you went.
I just share one notebook there in a chat. So please click on that link. Please check the chats. In the chats,
Yeah,
there is
yeah,
a
yeah. I've gone
collab.
there now.
So just go through that particular
API
part.
Python. API, yeah.
Have you got?
Yes, sir. I've got it.
So I run this import pathlib, import text wrap. So I imported something here. So pathlib is what actually? It's a built-in function in Python library that provides an object-oriented interface for working with file system paths. Then it simplifies the manipulations of the file paths, like creating, reading, and writes files or navigating directories as well. Third, I written about example usage, like the path. If you look at this particular things little written, it's about like we will see that pathlib.path path2 file allows you to create a path object and perform operations on it easily. So pathlib is why we are using. It's a built-in function in Python library or the Python that provides an object-oriented interface for working with file system paths, like creating, reading, and writing files or navigating directories. Now, the second one we imported one more thing is the text wrap. You can see to it that text wrap is we written here about this particular part. So it's again a built-in functions or built-in library in the Python that provides utilities to format text specifically for wrapping and indenting text or indenting text. You can use it to format long text by wrapping lines at a certain width or indenting text blocks. So like some long text would be there, like width 50 or something, will wrap the text to a maximum width of the 50 characters only. Like you have these very long paragraphs, and you if you give this width is equal to 50, so it's going to be wrap up in the 50 characters. And obviously, this is the third one. We import Google.generative AI as a Gen AI. About this particular parts, I imported. So this import the Google Generative AI library that's parts of Google Generative AI tools and allies it as the Gen AI. And this library is used to interact the Google Generative AI models. Like for examples, when we have to generate text or images, for that particular things, we need to import that Google.generative AI as Gen AI. When we use about the, or when you are going to do the practical implementations for the OpenAI, that time you have to import OpenAI as a OpenAI or that particular models you have to import in. So just remember it about this particular, this all the things or all the libraries I'm explaining here. Then if you look at this particular things from ipython.display import display, and from ipython.display import markdown. These two things I written here. So that dot display is a module that provide tools for displaying rich content like HTML, markdown, images in Python environments like Jupyter notebooks for Google or Google Colabs. And the display function is used to display objects such as a markdown content in a notebook or cell. Like we can use for the title, hashtag, or that will display a markdown title in a Jupyter notebooks. And in from ipython.display import markdown. So markdown is a class from python.display or ipython.display that allows to render markdown formatted text. You can pass string to with markdown syntax to render formatted text in an ipython environments like header, list, bold, that kind of a things. Like you can give the header and the text should be in the bold and all the things. For that particular reasons, we always utilize this all this particular libraries here. Then obviously we defining one functions in Python. Whenever we have to define any functions, we have to use def. So def to markdown. So function name is to markdown, and this is about the text is about your, I can say that is parameters or the keywords we can call as the parameters basically. So to markdown is your function name, and the text is your parameters. So, and we define that text is equal to text dot replace. So that replace means what? Like we in this particular we define dot this and then space and then asterisk and all this particular thing. So it indicates that in the text string with markdown list or the symbols indented by two spaces in a markdown, the asterisk is commonly used for unordered list. This setup with this particular line of the codes, you can ensures that the bullet points are formatted in a specific way or converted to markdown compatible list formatting. And written markdown text wrap, intended text, predicate, lambda true. There's all these are these uh, ensures that every line is intended as the predicate functions returns true for all the lines. So in summary, I can say that, or in conclusions, I can say that the functions to markdown text converts a plain text into a or plain text string into a markdown format. Replace bullet points with markdown friendly list markers asterisks. Intent indents every line with a blockade symbols like greater we use. Returns the results as a markdown objects that can be displayed using IPython's display functions in a notebook environment. So that's why they are using. So you have to run this line of the code, and obviously you aware it about like user data. So I run this particular line of the code as it is. So obviously we have to move ahead and perform it. Now here what we can do it, I missed that particular part, or already I pasted my API keys there. So you aware it what kind of a things I can go ahead and perform the task here. So just see to it that how to import the API keys. Anyone still facing difficulties to create the API keys? So what I'm going to do here, I'm taking one more uh, code here. I'm going to import my OS, import OS dot environment. That's well API. Please check the spelling mistake and all the things. API key is equal to. So I can go ahead in the API key because 60 things I will get it. So control V. Once this is done it, I can run it this particular part and I can go ahead here as it is. So Google API key, I can get it about this particular part or this particular output. So I can remove this particular things as well. No need to Just if I will go ahead and run this particular, hopefully it will work. So name Gemini API key. So obviously we have to define the, or I can give this is a Gemini API key that will be built. Gemini. So this is something I didn't done it here. Hopefully it will work. Gemini is not defined. Why it's Gemini API key is not defined. So control set I can go ahead. So better I can change the name Gemini. Can give this is as it is the Google API key os.environment. Okay, okay, I did a mistake here. So that is os dot environment. Take it in a this particular part. Hopefully now it will work. Yeah, it's working properly. You can see with that. If you miss any single line of a codes, definitely you can see to it that you might have the questions why we are using uh, OS or what is the use of this OS here. Uh, OS is again the built-in functions in the Python libraries, which provides a way of using operating systems dependent functionality. It allows you use Python code to interact with the underlying operating systems, enabling tasks such as a file and directory manipulations, environment variables, handlings. For that particular reasons, we are always try to utilize this particular part OS, so that there will be no error we will receive it. So till here done. So these are the list of the model. You can see to it that. So I first of all that done it for M in GenAI list of the models. So you can see that how many models are there. Okay. So definitely hope till here everyone reached. Now generate text from text
Sorry,
inputs.
I got an error. Um, so can you show me the
Yeah, where we have to paste it? Can you just show where we have to paste it? We're ready with the. I'm stuck
What?
there. I am already done with the text. Where we have to paste it? This code, piece of code.
This is we API key you have to paste it here once API is done. I've done with the API key.
um, I I think no, I'm not done yet. Just give me a second.
So
Yeah.
do it the same step whatever we followed in the last practical collab. Similarly, you can perform this particular part as well. API key once done. I given the name as the Gemini API key, or you can give Google API key, whatever name you want to give. You can give it the name as well. It's totally up to you because it's written in the quoted, so it's totally up to you. Same things you have to write here as it is Google Gemini API. So just see to it that. So till here, hope everyone reached, or still anyone facing difficulties.
Can you copy paste this selected one?
That's
Yeah.
already copy pasted in the chats, but again, I can copy paste it. Same things, similarly, you can do it just like the earlier we did it.
Sir, I have one question again on user data.
What happened?
I have one question again on user data. Here we are storing our key as a environmental variable.
Hmm.
If I have to save it, I mean, into the user data module, do
Hmm.
we have any functions for it, like user, like how they are showing user data dot fetch or get? They are having something. No? the default one is having user data dot get, but how do I actually push this into user data if we have to put our key in user data?
I will show you that practical implementation where we are going to use the VS Code, because we have that part as well. I have to cover it. So that time
Mhm.
I will definitely elaborate, because that time we have to use in the VS Code. So that time we have to utilize about that particular part.
Okay,
Sir,
thank you.
I will share my screen. 1 minute you have to help me, sir. Sorry for bothering you. Am I sharing my screen? Is it visible, sir? Hello?
Yes.
It's ending up in error, sir. I have copy pasted my API key and I've changed it to Gemini API in this import OS. My API key is correct, but here it is coming as correct. When I execute this, this is coming up in error.
So again, why you are updating about this particular? Why we how I did about anything here? There is nothing about, no need to go ahead about to why you applying user dot get data. Why it is needed? Not getting about why you did about that particular step even
Okay,
again.
should I take it away? Should I take
No,
it
no,
away?
no, 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 no. Just go. Why you deleted? Please don't delete it. I have not said go to the down where you are getting error. So delete this particular part.
Which one, sir?
This entire cell you have to delete it. No need to that entire. Already you did in at the above. So why again and again you want to do the same things? Delete entire cell. I am saying entire cell. So already you return the things at the
Yeah,
above. So why you again
yeah.
and again the entire cell only, not about their output. You
Hmm.
selected the output. Select only the cell.
Hmm. Yeah.
There is an option, you can see the right, there is a delete option is there, right side.
Uh-huh.
No need to that particular part. Already you define about the configures a and all the things. So why again and again you have to repeating the same things? Don't write again and again. Just check it at least. Like the same things you define the API key, you define the GNAI dot configure API keys, OS dot environment. Now what's problem you have?
No, sir. I mean, I missed the part. What we have to do after the providing this one? We are talking
I
about
never said
the marked.
anything. Till now I never
Okay.
said anything.
Okay. Got it. Got it. I'm sorry. Apologies for jumping the
No,
guns.
no, I'm just, no, no, not apology. It's about like don't repeat the thing. Same. See, API key when I insert it, after
Mm-hmm.
the API key, I have to give this Gen AI with my Google Generative AI to
Mm-hmm.
utilize my API key. So that's the part I written about like this to fetch an environment variables. So this is done it. Then there is a
Mm-hmm.
list of models. So this is a list of model code is there. When I enter or run this particular things, automatically I will see about this particular part. This is a Gemini 1.0 Pro latest, 1. Pro, Gemini Pro, 1. Pro 001. This is the multiple models are there. So you
Mm-hmm.
can use it and utilize it about this particular part. After this, there is no steps. Once the API key is set up, you can
Mm-hmm.
enter in this particular list of models. So just run it. So hope all people reach here till this list
Yeah.
of models.
Yes, sir. I'm aligned. I have reached there. Thank you.
Yeah. So now there is a generate text from text inputs. Generate text from text inputs. Always start with the Gemini 1. Flash models. It should be sufficient for most of your tasks. So that's model is a GenAI.generative models Gemini 1. Flash. So obviously the name is they gave given. You can copy and paste it if whatever the models you need it. So I can go ahead with this model. So model is equal to, you can see with that. Here we are going to go ahead with the two models. Please take a note. The one model is we called as that text to text, and one model would be the text from image. Okay, text from image. Just see to it that. So this is running. Model will come in a pictures. Gemini 1.5 flash runtime disconnected might be some problem I will face at my system, but check at your system as well, whether it's connecting or it's connected. So it's showing about the free. So it's hopefully it will work. So list of models. So it's working. You can see that Gemini 1.5 flash. I can run this particular part. So the response model generate content. What is the meaning of life? That is whatever you want. You can give this particular. So it's working here. The generate content method can handle wide variety of use cases. So CPU time user 66.9 millisecond and system 13.8 millisecond. So total, you can see that here about when you click about this particular part in the RAM and all the things, system RAM, disk and all the things, you will get the idea. Obviously, while performing for this particular part, you need a very good local system. So that's why the Colab is sufficient because it provide the virtual platforms and because of the virtual platforms, we are capable to do this practical. Otherwise, we'll get a problem. So this is done it. CPU times users, hopefully all the peoples are reached clearly. You can give your message or whatever things or content you want, you can give it now, or I can change here about this particular part. What is data science? I'm giving the next one because you can see to it that the response, or you can select the Gemini Pro as well, whatever up to your choice model and check with the answer different. Now to Markdown. Why I selected the Markdown? Hope everyone aware it. Now see that how the data looks like what is data science is in a full bolded and the bigger letters. Data science is a multidisciplinary. Think of it is this is the some points, data collections, and all the things you are getting the outputs as this particular things. Why this output you are getting? Because you use one functions to get the output. If you remember about this, the first practical implementation which we saw, in that the output was not looks like that. I think hope you might have the idea about like in that practical implementations, we are not seen about like how we can go ahead and get this kind of a quality output. Like this is the heading kind of a thing. These are the highlighted things like the transforming data into the actionable knowledge about. I can ask what is data science? Can Gen AI is related to data science? So I can run it. You can use any things. This is my question platforms. This is done it here. So all time you can see that key aspects and on. In short, data is about the using data to solve problem. As in Gen AI is a powerful tool within the data science that is AI to unlock insights and generate value from the data. So this is something we are getting about this particular part. So hope everyone understand it till everyone reach it, or anyone still facing difficulties. So just let me know so that I can explain this particular parts. With this particular help, we will create our own model, uh, own environments tomorrow when we are going to meet. But today we are going to complete this all the things. Anyone having any questions or the queries still, or any still able to difficult to reach? Okay, so Kishlu Shailendra is also run successfully. Hope all people run successfully
So
about till here.
if you just scroll down, sir, just keep that little above, sir, little above, little further above, sir. Actually, I'm just I've deleted some sentences. I'm just rewriting it again. Just little
This
above,
one?
sir. Little above, sir. Further above. Yeah, just hold on for a second.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, sir, I have one quick question regarding API. So you mentioned that we have some limitation to use API. Like, so how many API we can generate in total, and how many we can generate for an existing project? Can you give some um, thought on that?
See, for free API key, you can create a for the free API key, you can create about the 60 API keys. 60 API keys, you have the permissions and queries point of view. You have in a minute, you can in 1 minute you can give about only 60 queries to your model. In 1 minute, you cannot go ahead about more than 60 queries. So these are the some limitations are there for the free API keys. But if you are taking the free paid API keys, you will get about 1,000 queries in 1 minute or 2,000 queries in 1 minute. That kind of a things you will get it. So the free API keys only you will get about, and obviously it's a Google API key, so you cannot use this API key with the OpenAI models or the group or any other models. Like if you are going to take the Meta LLM, Llama 3 or Meta models, so that type for that particular reasons you need the Meta API keys. For if you look for the OpenAI model, so you need the OpenAI API keys, and we are focusing on the Google. So for this Google, obviously we need to go ahead and perform about the task as the uh, Google API keys.
So if we generate for our even existing project, so will it count two or will it count one? So I have
It
generated an
count
API.
it's count as a one.
Okay, even if it's generating for the existing project, it
No,
will
no.
count.
In the existing project, if you create a 2, 3, that will consider as a 2, 3 API keys. Because the API key ID is changes na for every time. It's not going to be same for all these. Like the same
Okay,
project, if you are going to create one more API key, this particular thing is going to be changed. So how it can be the same? It will be the different one.
okay, yeah, thank you.
But for one email ID, you might getting about the 60. So if you create a multiple email ID, definitely you can use it. But obviously, free API keys is something like, uh, suppose if you have an employee of the 2,000, 3,000, or 10,000 employee organizations, and if you are taking the free API keys in 1 minute, if 80 peoples are going to search, no one will get the response properly because it will going to be crash every times. So that's why people are always purchasing the API keys to maintain the accuracy and the speed, and the obviously about the limitations is also there. But in 1 minute, only the 60 request you can give it. Like this is the request you are giving about if you go ahead here about when you pass about any message, what is data. So this is the request you are passing.
Okay,
Like what is data science and as an uh, as Gen AI is related to data science. So this is something like I pass the request.
mm-hmm.
So if more than 60 requests will come in a 1 minute, it will sometimes the crash as well, or sometime you will not get the output. It will say that runtime exists and all these particular things, you will get it. So that's why if organizations are using, so obviously this they are always try to purchase about the API because it should not like that when the more than 60 people are going to use it, they are going to interrupt or this result will not reach as per the requirements.
Okay.
So, sir, did we made any change in the model, sir?
No, no. Yeah, you can change it. Just like I check if I want to take the Gemini Pro, just sit with that. You can copy here Gemini Pro, Control C, and go ahead and paste it here. This data science, if you want, you can store it somewhere. This is the results, or in summary, last data science foundations on this particular. Just see that what the response you are getting. So something the response is going to be changed about
Okay,
if you can see to it that response is a little bit changes here. If
got
you
it, sir.
can compare both the things, because this model was the pro model we are using. If we are going to use the flash is something the latest model we are going to utilize it. So if Gemini 1.5 flash if we are going to use it, Now, this is about 1.5 Pro if I'm going to use. These are the list of the models is given. And these are the open source models, but having the limitations when we are using the open source models, we have the limitations, obviously. The limitations times are there, so they see the response as well. See that this model is little bit slow as well as compared to the flash. It will take a little bit time as well to see the time 182 ms or something. If you look at the earlier the flash model, we'll compare this model timing total 182. So you can see that in summary this model is something little bit more enhanced or something different result we are getting. Now I'm going to take the flash again as it's flash again. I'm going to take it. So check it with your one by one. If everyone understand till here, like or anyone facing difficulties to reach. Tomorrow we are going to create our own LLM models with this particular things. So you can see that only 73.4 ms. And if you remember it, the earlier was taken 160 or 180 something like kind of thing. So model is also the fast or that kind of a things. So these are the models we have with the Google Gemini. So we can utilize it. So hope everyone understand it. If you can see to it that here, so you will get a little bit understanding as well. Generate text from text inputs, generate text from image and text inputs. So we'll come to that part as well. Anyone having any doubts or difficulties not able to reach till this step, so please let me know so that at least I can guide them and we can reach to the same step. Anyone is there? At least comment, guys. You reach successfully. You are able to create. At least just little bit comment. I need it.
Yes,
Hello.
sir. I'm aligned, sir. I'm till here. I'm aligned with you.
Yeah. So at least, guys, little bit comment if you're not able to speak, so that I can understand like whether you people are doing or not. Because there is no need to install anything. It's nothing. You have to just create it. Tomorrow I need some installation and all the things. So for that particular reasons, definitely I will tell that you have to install and all the things I will guide today only, so that you can refer that particular things and try to install in your local system as well. So by end of the sessions, I will guide it, not now. So hope everyone understand it till here. I need your motivations when you comment something like you are able to create. I get a motivated like you. Yes, my audience are able to create. My audience are able because I can say that no need to in-depth hyperparameter tunings or that kind of things knowledge or the master encodings required. So all the documentations are available. You can refer the documentations. You just need the understanding in the foundation of the Python only. If you understand the foundation of the Pythons, definitely you can do it. Anything's the only thing because all the documentations are available. If you want to learn the pandas documentation is there. If you want to learn about the NumPy, you want to learn scikit-learns, you want to learn the TensorFlow, you want to learn the Hugging Face or NLP, BERT, Transformer, all the things are available at their documentation. So no need to mug up, no need to by heart the code and all the things. You just need to understand the things. This world is not like you have to by heart the codes. You should just understand the fundamental and the basic impact. I can say that anyone can be a LLM model creators. Just he need to understand the basic fundamentals, basic of the Pythons and the basic of the data science, machine learning, and AI fundamentals knowledge, and you can create by your own way as well. Yes, anyone want to say something? I think someone is raises. Bhanwar Singh want to raise his hand. So he want to say something. Yes, sir. Please, you want to say something?
Sam, I'm really sorry, sir. I've not been able to catch up
Huh?
with your lecture so much. So,
Okay.
could you kindly send some write up on my email,
Mhm.
or will you be providing some, say, reading material? Because
Yeah, I
uh,
will provide you. I will provide you, sir, the PDF and all the things. So don't worry about it. Even this
okay, thank
recording
you.
also you will receive it. So don't worry about that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also in that case only. I was parallelly engaged with office work. So I haven't started. I'm completely depending on this recorded video. Maybe in the afternoon, I need to revisit and
Yeah,
create
definitely,
whatever
sir.
the
You will
steps you
get
have
it.
done.
Vijay Kumar, sir, you will get it. Don't worry about it. You will
Awesome.
100% get the recording. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, if you
And
could get
even,
before 4 o'clock, probably I can spend some time before next
yeah, I
session.
will tell that the teams, they will share after the sessions. After once the session 2:30 will wind up, I will tell the team
Okay,
members to, they can share you the recording in between 3 or 3:30. You will get the recording.
awesome. Okay.
Okay.
So
So
the
definitely you
same
will
case
get it.
for Llama model also, right?
Same case is the Llama models, but one thing is like the Meta is not providing the free API keys. The problem is about the API keys. We have the plenty of the free LLM models are there, but the API key is only provided by the Google only. The free of that free 60 queries or that particular way we can use the API keys of the Google. So that's why we prefer about the Google, because if you have that, you want to invest something, so you can invest with the OpenAI API key. So OpenAI is little bit very much better as compared to the Llama or the Meta models as well.
Awesome. Okay. And one more doubt. Consider scenario like library or hospital. So to convert their history data to train our Gen AI model, uh, is that doable, or what kind of effort required for this? Say 10 years
Not,
record exists in SQL database.
can you repeat your questions, because I'm not understanding what exactly you're asking.
Okay, so now we are actually connecting this API key, right? Gemini API key, and it is actually connecting to Google.
Yeah,
Uh,
obviously.
yeah. So if we want to, use for industry specific or the organization specific data, so how that can be
Yeah.
redirected and
Yeah, I will tell. I have one practical implementations with yourself, so don't worry about. I will share about like how we can check with the PDF and all the things. So with the PDF or that particular things, so obviously you need to connect with your database. So first of all, that you just need to connect with your database, so that your database or whatever the data sets you have, if you it is a data set, so if it will be a database, so you have to connect with the SQL database or whatever the database, and from that database you are going to utilize that particular stuff to utilize that data, and from that data you will get the ideas and the informations.
awesome. Okay, but does it require a vector DB kind of database, or normal RDBMS or NoSQL DB is sufficient?
Sufficient, that's it's there, it's capable, because Python is capable to modify and utilize that thing, so obviously no need to go ahead for that particular. It's fine to, we can utilize it.
Awesome. Okay, thanks.
So till here, that's people are reach about like you are getting about different results and all the things. So you can see that if it's written in simple accelerators, if you need about this particular things, if the API failed to return the result, you generate response from feedback to see if it was blocked due to safely concern regarding this. So if I will run about this particular things from feedback, so Gemini can generate multiple possible. So you can see that how this data you are getting about role model and all the things, harm categories, safety ratings, and this particular things is going to be utilized it here. So just safety rating and all the things, just try to use about this particular things. Like if I will ask something to like I'm just taking one thing here, first of all, where is my, I can copy this control A, control C. I just copy this cell and coming to the code here, control V. The same line of the code I just pasted, and I can just write about like you can see to it that this is something. This is my question or the queries I'm asking to my model about let's I can ask one query here about like how to insult someone. This is something, don't take it anyone negative. This is something I want to show you about. This is some scenario is given about like this, about if you can see to it that finish, stop, harm category, sexuality, exploits, negligibles, probability, harm category, hate speech. So I just want to show you about this. So that's why I just use this sentence. So please don't take it anyone as in a negative manners, please. So I just run this particular line of the code first of all.
I think the
So the
spelling you should add S, I think, sir. S you should add.
yeah, yeah,
Inside.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, just a second. Let's again I have to insert. Right, insult, how to insult someone. This is something I just written about. Now, if I will go ahead and to mark down here, response. Remember, word has power. Choose the you choose to use them to build up others, not tear them down. So I cannot provide you with the instructions on how to insult someone. My purpose is to helpful and harmless, and that includes prompting respectful communications. Insulting someone is hurtful and can have serious consequences. It can damage relationship. So why you are not getting about like this particular thing? Because it's about because of this. When I run about this response prompt feedback, this is going to be checked. Your response is going to be checked with that particular way. Like it's going to be harming some things, or if there is some uh, statements or some in the queries it is written about something to insult them or to harm category kind of a things, if it is positive. Now if I will look at here and I will run this candidates response dot candidate, so you can see to it that finish reason model start index negligible negligible negligible. So I'm getting here about and earlier if I will look at this particular part to mark down this particular, let's we have to compare both the things first of all. So this is I'm getting to response. So index 0, finish reason stop, role model safety category, ratings, negligibles, and all the things you are getting about this. But when I run this particular things, whether I will get something output different or what kind of an output I'm getting here. So be kind and all the things that's already obviously we are getting here. So response dot feedback. So you are getting about this is the 0 as it is about this particular part. So just see to it that so or if you want to test with others and stop like how to fight someone, how to attack something like this particular things, definitely you will not get that kind of a solutions about this particular part. So just try to understand about this particular things. This block reasons is they giving about this particular part or not. Just a second, let's we have to change the audit. So why this particular model is given finish reason stop. Finish reason with something I will get it prompt feedback response to this one I have to run it. Gemini response. Response response.txt. Response. So while the response prompt feedback, I'm not getting the output. Gemini can generate multiple responses. Single one of this possible are called as the candidates, and you can review them to select most suitable on the response. So view. Just a second. This is reason stop. That is fine. Finish reason stop. It's not should come as the response dot prompt feedback. That's totally fine. It's showing about the what is the meaning of life. That streamlight is there. Obviously, this is again. You have to just go ahead and continue this particular things. Chunk, chunk in a text. You can see to it that the meaning of life is a question that has been thrown by the philosopher, theologicals, and all the things. Now, obviously, this particular part is not responding. Let's we have to try with the other model as well. Gemini 1. Flash. So I can try with the Gemini 1.5 Pro with this model. So iterate this particular part. This is the same things I'm getting here. Finished reason, stop, harm category, negligible, safety ratings. Obviously, here this statement is not like let's we have to one more thing statement. I can take it. Showing about by default, the model returns the response after completing the entire generation. You can also stream the response it's being generated. Return chunks in the response soon as they generate it. Anyway, let's you can try it, but you can see to it that what output you are getting about this particular part. Like, please choose a path of healing and understand National Society is 988. I understand you may going through a difficult time, but I cannot provide the assistance or guidance. This is the way actually this particular model is going to be trained. So obviously you cannot take and go ahead with this particular part or any things, negative things or harm things. If you want to ask, obviously the model is not capable to provide you the answer. Whatever the models you can select it, whether GPT or whether it, this particular models, obviously the models are not going to be utilized it. So let's response the candidate here. So criterion and all the things we can go ahead by default the models returns. Now this is something like if you looked at the response of this model, or I can write something about this line of the code. You can see to it that like what is the meaning of life. So it's going to be run about. I hope you understand about what you mean by the chunks. Can you know about what is the meaning of these chunks and all the things? Anyone aware about the chunks or anything like for chunks?
Chunks,
So,
literally what I understand is to breaking into smaller parts.
so this basically the chunks or a chunk for chunk in the response is a list generated or a similar loop through each individual items in response, which is called as a chunk in the context. Uh, like chunk is expected to have text attribute, meaning it likely contains some text data. So like this is the first part of the response, or this is the second part of the response. So similarly, if you look at this particular part, when I run this particular part, so this is, you can see the underline as a large language model. I'm not able to provide definitive answers. The meaning of life, that is a question. So you can see to it that this is some about the chunks is given about this particular part. You can see to it that so like the output we are getting about like this. The first one is as about second line, the chunk introduced as the response where the language model explains that it does not have a definitive answers to the meaning of life. Then the chunks two will come as in the pictures. The meaning of life, you can see to it that in this particular, the meaning of life, that is the questions that philosophers and theologians have grappled with other for centuries. So this is the second chunk. Then the third chunks here is the things, there is no single universe. So this is the multiple chunks, you can see that, or in conclusions way I can say that the chunks are essentially partial segments of larger response. Each chunk is separated by lines of underscores, which could be used for visual clarity, especially when the response is displayed in the pieces. Some words and phrases are split between chunks due to the nature of the breaking of the. Next, when you learn that NLP in depth about that time, you will get it when someone is going to do a master in the natural language processing. That means chunking, tokenization, lemmatization, stemming, all the bag of words and all the things will come in a pictures. The response is presented gradually, making it easier to read and I can say that navigate through sections used for streaming text or chunk API responses. So this is something we also have in our model. So this model is not going to train on something like whatever the response we are getting here about this particular part. So we can move ahead and see to it that I not written any line of a code about this particular things. When I run it, its response is equal to model generate content. What is the, you can write your own statement here. It's not necessary like whatever it is written. You can go ahead about this particular part. The response, you can see to that feedback rating about this particular thing. The prompt works. I can, but attributes like text do not. If I will write about like how to harm someone, I can write it how to harm someone. Stream, if I will go ahead, will it work? Response dot prompt feedback, try, incomplete, intention error. Please let the response complete before accessing the final accumulated. Now, obviously, the next part we are moving to generate text and all the things. We'll go ahead uh, about this particular. So you can use with different queries or different questions to your models and ask it and check it about their time, as well as this whether it's providing the harm or the it's proper. You can see to it that when I pass any negative or the harmful statements to my model in the queries, I'm getting the answer what kind of answer I'm getting here. But when I pass something which is not harmful or that particular things, I'm getting about this uh, the different result as it is. Now we are moving toward the next model here. Hope till here everyone understand whatever we did about the practical implementations. Tomorrow we are going to use the VS code, and with the help of this code, we will try to develop our own LLM model. This is obviously the code is given. With the help of this code, we will try to deploy our this model in some of the Flask environment. We can say that we will try to deploy that particular models. So we can move ahead with the next part about this particular as the generate text from image. In the continuations, you can see that generate text from text inputs and generate text from image input. So this is something is given. You can see to it that you can use any image. I'm not saying that you have to go ahead with this particular. If I will just run this particular part, you can see to it that it's running. It's importing field dot image. You can see to it that field.image. Now, this is one image I passed here. Obviously, which model it's using here, you can see that 1.5 flash. That's all the things all people might available aware it about this particular things. Image is there. So response.text, you can see to it that the response what we are getting. So this image showed two glass containers. What information is available in this image? Filled with a healthy meal prep. One has chicken. I don't know whether it's chicken or not. Obviously, it's depend on the training of the model. Broccoli, carrots, rice, while the other has the chicken, broccoli, rice, and preps. Both containers have the sesame seeds on the top of the meals. On the top of the meals, there is a small bowl of the sesame seeds to left of the containers and chopsticks on the bottom left. You can see to it that you can see to it this particular parts. Let's if I want to pass any other image, then how it's going to be possible. So just try to use it, try to utilize this particular things, or let's say using some image here, Google I'm taking here with the help of this. Hope you can reach till this text image to text about this model as well.
Yes, yes.
Vijay Kumar Rajan, will it response for this prompt? You can write it and check it. I can check it if you want. I can check it. Whatever. What response I will get it in the model. So hopefully it will work. I think so. You can see that. I understand you're asking for, but I cannot provide any information about illegal activities. My purpose is to help people. So you can see that what kind of a feedbacks you are getting and try to understand it. So obviously, I understand about this particular things, and we are getting to about output. So just try with your output as well. So I'm coming to here and just showing about to. I can take one things about the image. Yeah, playing. This is something images. I can go ahead in the images. I can take this image, copy this image, or save image as the pictures. I can.
वो मैं कल तुझे पूछना चाहता था डॉक्टर साहब ने क्या दवाई दी अभी
Happen?
यानी कभी तुझे टाइम मिले ना तो अभी तक जो उन्होंने तुझे वो दवाई के कागज दिए ना वो कभी प्लास्टिक की थैली में मेरे पास लाना है ना तो मैं उसको देख लूंगा फिर
Just turn off your mic so that it's not going to be interrupted. Requesting all of you. So I just quoted one picture here. Now, if you look at this particular things here, it's files. I'm going to just import this particular file, upload it, and if I will go ahead in the pictures, you can see that the pictures, the images are there. So there is more, a lot of images are there. I think so. One is there. I just imported as the one. Name is one. So importing this particular thing. So it will ask for warning. So okay. So one is going to be imported here. You can just see to that how I import it. Just try to save as the image and just import it here. So you can give the name as well as it is, whatever the thing is there. So just copy this particular path. So just do the copy and this particular part, and you can see that path is there. So you can just replace this copy path. Okay, this particular part. Hopefully it will work. So this image will come here. So 1.5 flash model it's going to be taken here. And when I pass this, sorry. So this picture is of a cat playing with a toy. The cat is very focused on the toy. You can see that. And is having a lot of fun. The other cat is in the background, appears to be watching the fun. You can use multiple images. Like for example, I will taking this image. So cat play is the name of this. I can copy this particular path, going to paste it here. This is the path, field image on this particular part. You can see to it that model is the same model we are using. 1.5 flash. This is a funny image of a cat dressed up in a tuxedo playing poker. It's a humorous take on the stereotypical images of a serious poker player. Would you like to know more about pokers or perhaps see more funny animals pictures? I am happy to help. Just see to it that and try at your end as well so that you will also get the output. My screen is shared already. Is it not visible, my screen? What about others?
It's visible to me.
Okay. So my screen is visible. Please look at this. I just changed with the different images and I'm getting about the different response. Now response I'm taking about to markdown. Markdown means hope you remember during the markdown part. This is a humorous image of the cat and we are getting and this is a model generate write a short note. Uh, you can see to it that I given this as a write a short note engaging a blog post based on these pictures. It should include a description of the meal in the photos, but obviously meal preparing meal image I just keep out. So that's why you have to use the proper things. It's a uh, description I can take about this cat disciplines. You can take this control C of the so this particular part I can take it. So to markdown response text we are getting response we are getting about here. Next one is obviously 1.5 flash, but it's not getting image. I see. Yeah, now it's working. So the markdown response are the cat's meow. This is something I just given a commands to the model write a short engaging blog post based on this picture. It should include a descriptions of the cat dressed up. So they say cat has 9 lives, but this fine line is playing for more than just several. He's got a poker face. So this kind of observations you will see here in this Gemini Pro models or the Google Gemini about this particular part. You can add multiple images so that you will get the ideas and understanding as well about can take different images and try to utilize that image as well so that you will get the ideas and knowledge about this particular part. So we are not using about the Gemini Pro, we are using it here as the Gemini Flash model. So just remember it about this particular part. So we are going to use about this particular part and try to understand about uh, more in depth of this Gemini Pro with the end-to-end deployments in the upcoming sessions or tomorrow when we are going to meet it. But before that, definitely we are going to see some practical implementation as well of this PDF and all the things. We'll try. We have 30 minutes to go ahead. So till here, anyone having anything or doubts, so just let me know. So let me know so that can move ahead and perform this operation. So I can just come and say that one things to all of you, like you can go ahead and perform some practical implementations at your end. Just draw to download about this particular, I can say that. Uh, just a second. Better I can go ahead with the end to end. So let's, those who are already having the VS code, how many of you have the VS code? So if not you have the VS code, please use it VS code. You can see to it that VS code, Visual Studio. Just I will share my screen so that all can see to it here. So this is obviously one of the my project is going on here. So that's why I'm going to open new or the new file, or I can take it the new file. So you can see to it that it will ask. So for this particular things, I can say that two things are required. One is the you have to use the Google. Go ahead in the Google and try to install the Anaconda. Anaconda, this installation is must. So Anaconda, you have to install it. So if you write as the obviously you can see that download Anaconda is there. I'm just sharing this. So provide email to download. So you have to just give the email and just submit it. Automatically the Anaconda is going to be downloaded. The second one is also there about that is called as the Python. So this Python you should also go ahead and install it. Welcome to the Pythons. The download is option is there. So install these two things at your local systems. Uh, because tomorrow we are going to see the practical implementations. So Python is there. So you have to download this Python. One more things you have to download is that is a VS Code. So VS Code you can go ahead and download it. So Visual Studio Code is there for the Linux, Mac, and all that. This is a one for all, one platform. So Windows 10, 11, and all the things. Just you have to download it. The procedure is very simple. You have to just click on the installations, and there is the rest of the things. I can say to it that just you have to go ahead and perform these operations as well. So just install all this particular part. Definitely tomorrow when we are going to meet, we have to see some practical implementations, more hands-on. We are going to start by today only. So this is obviously all the things are. So I can go ahead with the new one. So it will ask about the text file, Python, or the Jupyter notebook. So you can see to it that when I will apply the new window, for example, so it will come as a new window as it is. So the text summarization is there and all the things is there, but I cannot go ahead. So don't save it. So already that particular file is stored it and saved it there. So you can see that VS Code when we are going to start it, it will come as this particular kind of a things. So you have to use this kind of a platforms so that you can use it. Okay. So hope everyone can install this particular file. I'm performing this practical implementations today so that you will get the recording as well by today only, so that you can go ahead and perform the task as well. So what I can go ahead, I'm going to utilize this particular part. This is something you are getting about. I'm just going to in this particular part, I'm taking about the terminal, or better I can go ahead and create one folder here in this particular part. So already the Gen AI is there. So I can taking one folder, Gemini. LLM. Please follow the same scenario at your system as well once the installation will done it. So Gemini LLM is there. So you can go ahead and just check it about this particular part, Gemini LLM, or you can go ahead and open this particular folder. So I'm going to open the folders here. This is something in this PC. If you look at the C, Gen AI, and Gemini LLM. So this is something I can go ahead and selecting this particular folder. So my folder is going to be store here. Say I trust the authors. So Gemini LLM is there. I can go ahead here in the terminal. So the new terminal I'm going to utilize it here. You can see to it that the terminal is going to be open. Here it's option. You will see that PowerShell and all the things. Take the command prompt. So automatically you will see to it that this particular things like Gen AI, Gemini, LLM. So in the C columns, Gen AI, Gemini, and LLM we are getting about here. So I hope everyone getting about this particular thing. CLS. Uh, you have to click it CLS, clear the screen. So it's going to be clear my screen as it is. So first of all, that's it will ask about like I'm going to create one environment. Once you install about that, please take a note and please try to understand. Install the Python, install the VS Code, install the Anaconda prompt. Three things installation is must. Please take a note of that particular things to doing this practical implementations. Now, once the Anaconda install, Python install, and this VS Code install, you have to follow this step. So obviously, the recordings you will get it. So now Gen AI or Gemini LLM, we are getting about the and creating the folders. And from here, I can write about one thing as the create, conda create minus p. I can give the environment name here about this particular thing. So conda create minus p, pen v, v and v, G, I given the name as the Gemini Stanford. You can give any name about this particular. So conda create minus PVENV. This is the name of my environment. Python. You can see to it that the Python is equal to. I can give this particular as the 3.10. 3.10. So I can take it this particular part, the setup of this particular things. So you can see to it that this control C when I applied it, it's copy, I think. So Panda is not recognized. You will get this kind of problems. So you have to go to the control shift and P, press the control shift and P. So you will get the Python select interpreter. So you have to go to the Python select interpreter. So there is a Python, so you can see to it that the environment is also there. So obviously I'm going to use the Conda environment and all the things. So the Python 3.12 64-bit Anaconda is something like this going to be showing me about this. So if when I will select about this, let's I will try about after this retrieving terminals, whether it's working or not. So how to select the uh, this particular part, just try to understand it. This is a very, very important step. Don't forget to do it. Control Shift P, you will come directly as the Python select interpreter. And interpreter, I select about this Anaconda. So Anaconda 3 is going to be done it here. So once selecting, again, I can paste this particular part, try to run it. Still, I'm not getting about this particular Conda is. You have to go ahead again, Control Shift P, select the Python interpreter. I will try with the different. So Conda is giving my this particular things. So I'm selecting about this Conda. So let's Control V again. I'm going to perform it. So whether it's working, still it's not working about this because it's not going to be stored here. You will get multiple times of problems while selecting the environments. So sorry, environments I'm not going to select. It's Control Shift P. First we have to select the interpreter. So interpreter is very, very important. Conda is given. So the Python is not available in this environment. It will automatically install upon selecting it. I have to select it, this particular part. So installing Python environment into environment, it will take a little bit time. So we have to keep patience while doing. So better this CLS clearing the screen because we are getting a lot of problems. So in refreshing Python environments, installing Python into environments. So retrieving terminals, reactivating. So let's try to check it. Python minus version. So Python is showing about this. Sorry, CLS Honda is not recognized. We have to try it with this particular why Honda is not still it's going to be working. So just a minute, allow me. Sometimes it's having the restriction in the system. So that's why we are not getting about this particular part. Shift P, Control Shift P. Again, selecting the interpreter, global before wait, my environments, text summarizations, TS. A lot of environment already it's created here. So recommended. Let's go ahead and recommend it with this particular. Obviously, it will not. We will not. Selecting the interpreter, we cannot go ahead. So Control Shift P on 1 2. This should be work it here. So I can use the Anaconda prompt here. First of all, let's Anaconda CLS. Use the CD. Minus version. Honda. Is again there. So Honda 24.7. But why it's not going to be here? Shift P. Honda is there in my system, but we have to select it properly. Try one more time as he Honda minus version. It will take a little bit time, something. Anyway, that's not an issue. We have the multiple options. So one more options I have here. I can go to my Git, open my folders here. I will create my environment here. You can see to it that this is my folders. I can open the Git bash here. So in the Git bash, I'm going to do some systematic here or systematic things. If that particular scenario is not working, I can go ahead with this particular parts and with the notepad pad, you have to use this particular dot bash RC. This all the documentation is there. So automatically this particular part is will become in a pictures. You have to take it, export this particular part, Control C, less, close it. I will guide you tomorrow when you have to install it. So I can go ahead with this source. Source. You can take it this particular part as the dot bash RC. So hopefully it will work now. It's clear. Python minus version. Yes. clear contact minus version. It's working properly, but why here it's not showing about? So Control Shift P. I can go ahead with the interpreter here up again here about this Python. It's still it's showing the error. Why? Anyway, I can use the git bash here. So create Honda create minus P and take about this VENV Google, again given the name Python equal to 3.10 minus Y. So these are the things I written about here. So it's going to be created here. About you can see that Win64 collection package of the metadata. I can show you about the different way what we can do it. So obviously I will try to create about this environment or solving the environment. So you can see to it that it's working done. So environment is going to be created here. You can see that VNVG environment is going to be created. You can see to it that earlier the file was not there. So I used something about uh, this particular things. Conda verification package cannot be found. Specified the package cannot be found. Still it's getting an error failed. So downloading the extension package working done, preparing done, but verifying transaction is going to be failed. Why it's going to be failed? So Honda create minus P VENVG Python equal to 3.9. I can take it. I can try with the different Honda system existing, continue creating environment. Yes, why? Here, create minus P ENV Gemini Pro ENV Python equal to 3.14. That's what. It's not creating here. Let's see how to be here. Here. So the new environment is created, but working is done, but it's going to be failed continuously. Package main fest cannot be found. Appear to the corrupted the file. Anyway, you can delete this particular tool with the things. The environment should be created here. Sometimes this problem you will get it. So it's not a problem. If you get a problem, you have to sort out the thing. So I can run it terminal, new terminals. Again, I can delete this particular part. Going here about in the down part, command prompt, CLS, Python minus version. Python is showing about properly. The deactivate the deactivate CLS Honda get minus VE Python equal to 3.9 minus y. Now it's hopefully work. We are getting to done it. Now it's working properly. Sometime we have to restart the things and all. Then you will get to clear about this particular part. A lot of times you will get an issue. So downloading and extraction packages, verifying, executing transactions. We will noticed, you can see that it's created, done it. We notice a new environment created. Do you want to select it for the workspace? Okay, yes, you can go ahead and do the yes. How we can conda activate to deactivate? So you can use about this conda activate EAVE. So environment could not find, yeah, environment is not fine. So you have to use this whole thing. So copy this, control C, try to conda activate, test it. Now it will be working. So activate does not accept more than one argument. So why? Okay, double it's going to be doing it. So conda activate. Now your model is fully working. You created the environments. You can see that a lot of files is already created here. You can see that. So this is an environment I created. In that environment, I will go ahead and try to install it. And I will write about this particular part as a conda. So it's going to be written, deactivate. Deactivate. This is something why we're getting a 3.5 that CMD we are getting about this Python activated environment for. So this is something we are getting. If I will write about again about the conda activates, my environment will again come in pictures and it's going to be activated. So this is something I did it and my environment is activated. So today I just shown about the demonstration how we can uh, create the environments, how we can
Are you in
activate the
under your, sorry sir, are you in your own environment? Because um,
yeah.
it's a Gemini LLM. So you know that environment you are created is INVG something like that, right? You're not in that environment, and I think that is the why it is not activated.
No, it's activated. I just tried it.
Okay.
So it's activated. Just I activated the environments. On the deactivate, if I will go ahead to
Okay. Yes.
deactivates,
Now it
it's
is.
going to
Yes.
be
We can see.
activated.
Yeah.
Now, if I will go ahead, it's going to be activated properly. You can see to it that it's
Yeah.
activating properly.
Yes. Yes. Now I can see it. Yes.
See, that is the different scenario. That is the collab and all the things. It's about the practical. Obviously, we'll have to take the help of that particular writing. But here we are going to create our own environments, and in that environment, we are going to deploy our models. So that's why an environment is very, very important. So you have to create the environment. Without environments, definitely it's very difficult to deploy your models. Whatever the practical implementations we saw here in the Gemini or this particular this whatever the things is, it's about only the creation of the models. It is not the deployment of the models. We tested the models. We not deploy. Now we are here. We are going to see about how we can deploy our models. So that's why I taken about this particular things, and we are going to utilize. So today, this is not. I'm not going to write any code today here. Tomorrow in the morning sessions, when we start about the sessions, that time we are going to start about this particular thing. I just given the brief idea about how you can set up the environment, You have to install about that VS Code. You have to install about the uh, Honda, you have to install about the Python as well. So all three things together, the Git bash is not required. It's totally up to you. If you need it, you can install it. Otherwise, no need to install as it is. So please make sure about this particular things. This VS code I need because in tomorrow's session I need it. Then only you have the questions like if you have our own data sets or that particular thing, then how we can go ahead. So only with this particular practical implementations we can see to it here. So please take a note of this particular things. Today we saw about how actually we can create the model, but tomorrow's sessions we are going to see that's how we can deploy the model in our own environment, in our own system. So that particular things we are going to see. And please make sure that you should install before when we are coming to back tomorrow. All people should install or all candidates should install about the VS Code, should install about this Anaconda or should install about this Python in their local system or in your laptop. Because my dear candidates, that if you are not install about this all the particular parts, definitely you will face feel difficulties because whenever you are going to perform the practical implementations, you will always get a lot of error. Just like I'm getting an error when I have did a lot of not refresh and all the things. So my humble request, you have to install the few things so that you will get the ideas and all the part, and you can install it your end as well. So that tomorrow, without wasting time, we can directly move into the deployment parts. We have to see three deployments. We'll see again the video summarizer as well. I will show you the video summarizer as well, like how we can create the video summarizer so that it can summarize your video or any YouTube video. You can take it and it can be summarized. So that kind of a deployment also we'll see in the upcoming sessions. Till that time, we are going to stop here. And tomorrow, when we are going to meet, we are going to discuss and deployments. I expect that whatever we learn today, you all the people are understand. We just saw about like how to create the models with the help of the Gemini Pro, Gemini Flash, or Gemini 1.5 Pro, from text to text and image to text, all this part. And tomorrow when we are going to meet, we'll use the same models for deployments in our own environment so that we can use our own data sets or the company's data sets or any PDF. From that PDF, you will get the output as well. Also, we'll see about the video summarizers, like if any YouTube video is there. So if you want to summarize that video, what exactly it is given, if you are not understanding, so you can summarize that video as well. So hope you understand it, and you will things 100% hands-on things we taken and not taken any PPT or anything. So hope you seen something new and interesting, which is going to be more interesting in upcoming sessions. And tomorrow when we are going to meet, we are going to discuss more about the Gemini models or the LLM models. Till that time, if anyone want having any queries or anything in your mind, please you can go ahead and brief yourself as well.
Are
I
we
have
going to
one quick
use Azure
question.
or AWS, SageMaker, something like that? I heard. Are we going to use that for just to deploy model?
No, it is not the part of the curriculum says the Azure or something like that.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
one quick
Just
question.
Python, right? Python models.
We have to use the Python and we have to use the our own environment. Obviously, the Azure's things is I will check it. If it is given, I can show you about that particular things as well. If it is given in the IDMI curriculum, so I can look into that. If it is there, I can show you. But if it is not, then definitely we have to stick on the curriculums provided by the IDMI. Yes. Anyone having any more questions
One
about?
quick question, not related to basically AI, but the Git bash and the Anaconda command from these two things that you use. So, what is the difference between these two, Git bash and Anaconda command line?
Git bash is something like a developer who are into the developer or working as a developers, and you want to keep the things to up to date on a particular like GitHubs or that particular place. So obviously we have to use the Git bash, And when we are going to do the separately things, I just try to create the environment with the help of the Git bash as well. So with the when we are going to move to do the separately, not using the VS Code, and separately I want to create my environment and doing the practical implementation. So the Git bash is also utilized the same way, just like how the Anaconda we can utilize, or how we can utilize the VS command prompt as well. So all are the same things. Just the Git bash is something additional, like whatever things you develop it. If you want to store in the GitHub, so you can directly link to the file and you can directly push that file in the GitHub accounts as well.
Okay, via Git bash, we can directly push the
Yes. Yes.
okay, into GitLab. Okay, yeah.
Okay, anyone more having any queries or things? So please go ahead. Otherwise, we have to wind up today's sessions, and we are going to meet tomorrow sharp at 11:30, and we can proceed our deployment part as well. Nikila, or anyone want to say something, or hope you people enjoyed the sessions, Prashant, we
Last 30 seconds, your voice was breaking, sir.
Gaurav,
For me, I got the initial
you
part. I got the initial part. The final part, right? That whatever you were working on, that Conda part, it was a bit technical heavy. Anyway, I'll catch up with you by tomorrow.
Obviously, it's a little bit because you are not into the domains, but whenever we have to deploy something or any platform, so we need a something environment deployments. Without environments, we cannot go and deploy this any model. So to deployment of the model, obviously we need the support from the Conda or the Python environment. And with that particular help, we can deploy our model. So for deployment point of view, we are going to create the environment. So that is the main scenario and the reasons.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, we'll meet in the next session and we'll discuss more. Till that time, take care.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice day.
Thank you very much for your time, sir, today, and everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Take care. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
day. Enjoy your weekends. Till that time, take care.
Thank you.